Nigerian security quagmire, which is traceable to the early 70s, after the fratricidal civil war, can best be described as unfortunate. The armed robbery, which was predominantly in the hinterlands at the time, soon spread to other parts and places, then morphed into the subversive acts of the major Sini sect in 1980s in parts of the north, militancy in the south, and subsequently into Boko Haram terrorism, Islamic State of West African province, kidnappings, banditry, cyber crimes, piracy, sea robbery, transnational organized crimes, assaults on critical national assets and infrastructure, fake news, and other patterns of insecurity that we are currently experiencing. We are therefore not oblivious of the history of the current menace and allied vices like unemployment and poverty that have nourished the insecurity to the extent that a child could kidnap his or her parents, or a parent could kidnap his or her child for ransom. Such a lucrative industry, in quote, that fosters a crime economy cannot be blamed on service chiefs or heads of security agencies. We also must not be oblivious of the fatal consequences of such absurdities, especially when they trigger national security destabilization, as we have seen in Syria, Afghanistan, Sudan, and other countries whose refugees currently litter the Middle East and parts of Africa. God forbid that Nigeria should witness such consequences. Otherwise, which country of the world will be able to accommodate all refugees from Nigeria? Therefore, this call for collective responsibility is not about regime protection, but about the preservation of the soul of our dear country. These desperate times therefore require desperate measures, in quote, beginning with the need for all citizens, civil societies, armed forces, intelligence communities and security agencies, government and non-governmental organizations to cooperate, collaborate, collectively tackle the insecurity via a whole of society approach. Security everywhere in the world is a collective responsibility. Hence, our security management must not be left in the hands of government alone. After all relevant policy and strategy documents and raft of laws, including our National Security Strategy document of 2019 and our National Defense Policy of 2017, emphasize the mobilization of the full spectrum of national power in tackling the insecurity comprehensively and through a whole of society approach. This involves the patriotic commitment of all citizens, soldiers and civilians, young and old, men and women, government and non-governmental organizations to national security, irrespective of our political, religious, cultural, and social differences. Going forward, personnel of our armed forces, security and law enforcement agencies, and intelligence community must redouble their commitment to national security, jettison every interagency rivalry, and promote a shared vision of collective response, combine a variety of complementary strategies, even outside emergency periods and cycles, and synergize for greater coordination by the Office of the National Security Advisor in order to increase and improve our intervention and response capability. The Nigerian civil society, which constitutes over 68% of our population sector, must deploy more elegance, ethics, dedication, and devotion in her engagements for love of country, rather than being combative and adversarial. The Nigerian civil society must become more cooperative with our armed forces, security agencies, intelligence community in the overall interest of national security.
Affairs and also the pioneer social media influencers for the Nigerian. We have been going around from state to state engaging key influencers because of just the question you asked, how to provide information, because information is power, information is key. If a military man or security operative walk into an operation blindly without having the right information or walk into an ambush, and you know what will happen, the rest will be history. So information is very, very key. Now, just as my president said, you can't just walk into a military establishment demand because you are privileged to a certain information that you feel that the information is needed to safeguard Nigeria. I think there are so many social media handles, every of the security agencies, the police you are talking about, the spokesman of the Nigerian police, I'm not a market for the police, but I think the spokesman of the Nigerian police is doing so well on social media, on Twitter. He's active, he responds to a lot of questions and all. Then even for the military have taken it to another level. You can send a whole lot of information. Then the paramilitary, a whole lot, so you can provide information through the social media handles. A quick example was road safety. I had issue back then as a student with road safety on the Nyanyamaraba road. Because of the traffic, then the bank there was demanding for some money, not trying to follow the law. I saw what was happening, and I just sent the message to their Facebook handle. The next day, I saw a team from the headquarters manned on that roadblock, and they were doing their job. Then the third day, because by then I was going to Nasara to do some project. The third day, one of the person I reported saw me inside the vehicle and said, "Oga, Sian, Naim, report us." To me, that was a positive feedback, and they asked me to park, and I parked, and I told them, "Oh, okay, so you prefer this, right?" And but it shows that these things are not just ordinary. It shows that our people are not just putting things out there. The security, they are doing a lot to safeguard this country. We should take advantage of that. Just as my president said, we are just some section of the media, not all, and just overblowing all these things and making it look like there is no streamline for us to send information. There are a whole lot. So let's maximize all those platforms, and when it is relevant to send for you or to call you, to have a face-to-face interaction with you, I think it will go on well. Thank you.
A very great Nigerian, a deep tribalized Nigerian, an individual that spends his time, effort, energy, and resources to promote security, peace, development, and good governance in our dear nation. I want to thank you most sincerely for this initiative, and we thank you for what you and your members are doing. I wish and pray that we'll have more people like you, because this country is a very big country. Covering it is not easy. I wish and pray that we will have many more of your kind that will bring this same thing around the country. And I want to believe that this effort will definitely yield very good results. Thank you very much. As a country, the president's speech, and I want to tell you that I can go with every single word that he said. I appreciate his passion, but one thing that I will say is this: as a college, our job is one of our jobs is to look at issues of national importance, analyze them, conduct unbiased research, and proper solutions that we feel will help solve our challenges as a nation. And one of the things that we do here is that we visit other countries. And as a college, we just returned from our African and regional tour, whereby we visited 6 countries. And one of the countries that we visited is the Republic of Rwanda. Because for this year, we're looking at aspects of national unity and how we can strengthen it for security and development in our country. That is the central theme for the study year that our current course is looking at. And when you go to Rwanda, then you appreciate the peace and stability that we're enjoying in this country that a lot of us are perhaps beginning to take for granted. I don't think we want to experience what our country like this. Yes, the country has been able to rise from the ashes, but at a very, very huge cost. I don't think that is the cost that I'm here. So for anyone that is trying to find the members of conflict in this country, I will appeal to them to just perhaps just go to Kigali and listen to the people. Maybe you change your mind. Please, there is no other country that is as great as this nation of ours. And it is we Nigerians that will promote and make sure that we will achieve our potential. The nation itself will not achieve our potential without we the citizens. And just as the president has come fast, I want to lend my voice to this by appealing to every one of us, every Nigerian, to please support our government, support our people in this whole society approach to finding solutions to our problems.
Every single problem that we have, be it economic, be it security, be it developmental, what have you, will be able to surmount it. And for us, it is not just because we're wearing uniform and just like some people have said, we're trained. We have brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, kids who are also not military personnel. And they also deserve to live in a very safe, secure, and prosperous society. And that is what we are here preaching. That is everyone's business. So once more, I want to thank you, and I also want to assure you of the continued support of this institution for your program. And any way that you think that we can come in, please do not hesitate to let us know.
Look at our country, we are so unique in the entire sub-Saharan region. And if we as citizens do not come to play, we cannot bring our skills, our intellect, everything to play, we can play them or to also scale them up with aid with security agencies who miss it. Because the security agencies need our role, they need our cooperation, they need our participation for us to preserve our country from Nigeria. Because if you leave security to only security agencies alone, we miss it. We are now in the era of civil military action. We have discovered that the war against banditry, the war against kidnapping, the war against terrorism is beyond tanks and bombs. We now need citizens to come and join effort with the Nigerian force, with the Nigerian government to see how we can cover security in our country. Okay, yes, Nigerian government have a whole lot of role to play because everything falls and rises with leadership. You know, everything falls and rises with leadership, and our leaders need to put the right governance. Good governance must come to play because the truth is that injustice will not allow peace to prevail in the land. People are hungry, though it's not an excuse for insecurity, but people are hungry, people are disgruntled, people are complaining, you know, and the governance is becoming too attractive. Governance is becoming too attractive than even the citizens on the street. And they are seeing this every day. You are a local government chairman, you are not larger than a local government, and even your brothers and sisters, they are seeing you. So we are making governance become too attractive that people are not disgruntled, that people are not complaining, and that alone encourage insecurity. So the government needs to bridge the gap. You know, the hunger, the gap between the rich and the poor is too much in the country, and this is causing a whole lot of lamentation. People are disgruntled, and this leads to insecurity. So the government needs to put the right policy in place to ensure that there's equal distribution of wealth. Thank you.